In our first story, the police in the Central Region have invited the Minister for Special Development Initiatives and the Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East, Mavis Hawa Koomson, who admitted to firing warning shots during the registration exercise at the Steps to Christ Center at Kaswa on Monday. And it is to help with investigations over the incident that was reported. Public Relations Officer for the Central Regional Police Command, DSP Irene Opong, has been speaking to correspondent Richard Kwejonyako.
Currently, the police have taken statements from Madam Hawa Koomson, and she is assisting us with investigations.
How come you've not arrested her, like the 4 persons were arrested?
When you talk of an arrest, I can invite you to the police station to come and assist with investigation. At the moment you arrive at the police station, I'm taking you through the procedure at the police station. If you are a suspect, that we are taking caution statements from you, at that moment you are under arrest. Arrest necessarily doesn't mean that I should handcuff you from your wherever I find you before I bring you to the police station. But the moment you come to the police station and you are going through the procedure, and it will end with me granting you bail, at that moment you are under arrest. Again, we can also invite people to come and give us witness statements, and during interviewing or interrogation, when you get the facts and you think that that person cannot be treated as a witness but then a suspect, at that moment that person is also under arrest.
So why were the 4 people not treated the same way Madam Hawa Koomson is being treated? Because the MP admitted firing some gunshots yesterday. Why did we not arrest her yesterday in addition to the 4 people and then put before court?
When the 4 people, when we went to the scene of crime, it was the 4 people who were met, and our intelligence also our intelligence led to us identifying her that she's somebody who can also help with investigation. She's not the only person that we are taking the statement from. Currently, the Kaswa Divisional CID have a lot of persons at their disposal that they are taking statements from them to help with our investigation. So she's not the only person that we couldn't get statements from yesterday. There are other people that our investigations have led to, and we are taking statements from them as well.
Finally, so does it mean that there were 2 gunshot incidents? Because if you look at the particulars of offense of the 4 people, it also includes they opening firearms without permission or without some permission.
What we are investigating now with what we are investigating now from the media space and other sources, we have a confession statement from the Honourable Member of Parliament that she also discharged, she also fired some warning shots. That one is clear. Again, police, we picked a pistol at the scene of crime. And when it happens that way, we need to take all arms that were used at the scene to a ballistic expert or the forensic lab for them to be examined, and then they give us an expert opinion. They will be able to tell us that this gun was fired on this date, this number of ammunitions came out of it, and this type of shells that you picked at the scene is coming from this type of arm. So we want the public to be at peace. We want to assure them that security situation at Kaswa is under control. Currently, the regional police commander, COP Mr. Oman Liawini, have dispatched more men for reinforcement purposes. Again, there are patrol teams at vantage points that we have identified at hotspots. So the security at Kaswa is calm and no cause for alarm. The place where the incident happened yesterday, the Center for the Registration, they have also resumed, and we are also providing security for the EC officials who are working as well.
Is Madam Hawa Koomson still in possession of her gun?
For now, they have started the process. They are taking the statement, Cape Coast, and when they finish, I will get a feedback. So by the end of the day, I can get.
Meanwhile, the leadership on both the majority and minority sides of Parliament have condemned the Member of Parliament's actions. First, let's listen to Minority Chief Whip Muntaka Mubarak and First Deputy Majority Whip Matthew Nyindam.
If the president really believes in non-violence, this is the time for him to act. My colleague herself, she should reflect on what has happened. She should be sincere to herself. If she's convinced, like I am, that there was nothing could have called for her firing a warning shot in a police station where there are police officers, maybe to do the needful. Parliament, I doubt whether, Privileges Committee will act. We've seen so many things in this house that Privilege Committee fails to act. Because of this, I don't know why we do that to ourselves. And then, so because of that, in the new standing orders, I'm calling for Ethics Committee. And graciously, I have said that it's been proposed that we'll have an Ethics Committee because ethics will take it more broadly than just the privilege. Because sometimes people will now want to say, show me what privilege the person has. Because when you bring the name of the institution into disrepute, people will say that this is it's been overstretched and what have you. But if we have ethics, I have no doubt in my mind that if we were to have ethics committee, this will qualify 100% for ethics. But privileges, we've seen how, unfortunately, they've acted in the past. I doubt whether going to privileges will do anything. But I must say that this is very unfortunate. And all of us, whether an NDC MP, an MPP MP, ministers, DCs, look, we need to be careful.
I think I disagree with Ras Mubarak because the fact that she's just a member of parliament doesn't mean that any action that one takes, necessarily the person must be called to the privileges committee. Yes, it has to do with her, and I heard that there's been some kind of firing from her end, which from some information I got, she admitted that. But I think it has to do with the police, and the police must do their own investigation and get to the bottom of it. But for somebody to say she should be hauled to the privileges committee, I think I disagree with the person. From the face value, if you just heard or if you just hear that a member of parliament has shot into the air or fired into the air, obviously you should condemn that action. Because why will that happen? But there must be a reason, which I don't know.